A good villain is one where you can understand and even agree with their diagnosis of what is actually wrong with the world. The problem is how they actually want to accomplish it by giving everyone equality of power and knowledge, with an unfortunate side effect of demon. Sounds good, but in reality, it doesn't work. We are at that point in the story of My Happy Marriage Season 2, where one of the main supporting characters, Arata, may have been convinced by his relative that has lived in his same shoes to join his cult. Being the head of the Asubas means carrying the selfless burden every day of your life, serving the empire, and living a life within your own bubble, not allowed to escape, except from those related to your duties. With the context of Naoshi's invitation for Arata to join the Gifted Communion being up in the air, depending on how this plays out, it may hinder the military's chances of stopping Naoshi's revolution, changing the world as they know it forever. And so the episode starts off with something heartwarming instead. For this video, we're going to be covering My Happy Marriage Season 2, Episode 20, Toshiake Zawameki. The biggest takeaway from this episode is really setting everything back up before we start to get our payoff. Within 1 year of this arranged marriage, it has gotten this much closer. While Mio and Kyoka's transfer of body heat of the lips becomes the norm, a plot continues to brew in the background. Prince Takahito informs Masashi that the Emperor going missing will be okay. I mean, he looks ready to go beyond the world of being senile at any point. Like any kind of style government, you gotta go lie to the people. It's for the good of mankind that secrets don't get out and cause riots, because people in power always know better than us. Poor little lowlings. Out of nowhere, Takakura questions the prince. Since all these oracle prophet type of characters speak in chronically cryptic foreshadowing, maybe this big wave that the prince keeps being vague about involves Arata joining fellow mindbanger Naoshi. Takakura has it correct with Prince Takahito's confirmation that there will be sacrifices. I mean, it's not like it's going to be the two main characters. Just don't take our boy Goto. The story has been setting up for some cryptic and mysterious messaging to lead us on a path of confusion. All of a sudden, it feels like the plot has made it to the forefront of the story, while the Kyoka and Mio romance has quietly turned secondary in its appeal. Just kidding. It's a new day on New Year's. Kyoka and Mio get a chance to get some time off to relax. And so for today, Kyoka and Mio stroll their way to the shrine, and Mio just be rumbling and stumbling, thinking about how her life turned and flipped from being slapped to being almost slapped to almost being mind banged. Her life is still kind of crazy, but with the actual support of friends and family and a husband to be. Life still being filled with traumatizing events just hits different. Or actually, she's just thinking about how her dirty mind has become with another Kyoka kiss.
Hey, Mio, what did you usually do for New Year's?
That was a rare moment of lack of self-awareness from Kyoka, but one where Mio still flips for the positive. It is also a scene in the growth of their relationship that shows that it's just becoming more and more natural for them to ask difficult questions. Like when Kyoka had to explain one of his deepest insecurities. And so it's time for the scene that we are oh so familiar with, the Saisen Bako. These type of shrine scenes are tropes in itself, sometimes used for foreshadowing, sometimes it's just to continue to display a character's internal purities. What did they wish for? Of course, kissing forever. Here they are, an entire cult's wish manifesting, showing a caged grotesquerie. People without abilities shouldn't be able to see grotesqueries, but it may be that the cult created one. In a display to show the people of the evil creatures in the world, the cult offers these supernatural abilities to the common folk. I wonder if they're gonna tell them about the side effects. Yoshiro pulls up with a squad to handle this illegal sideshow. And it's looking like these types of events are becoming quite commonplace, meaning the possibility of the cult's revolution is becoming more realistic. to be entirely honest, who the hell wouldn't want to shoot fireballs out of their hands? It's a sweet proposition, not knowing the side effects. With the gifted communion showing up at the shrine, it looks like this little romantic slice of life is donezo. So, back to the plot. But before the scene ended, Kyoka gives Mio a little shiki protection. I'm sure that totally won't be needed at any future point in the story because Mio is a walking target. Apparently Takahito is also a target of the gifted communion for a cult that wants to give away power. They sure are trying really hard to steal it for themselves. With the leader of the country in Prince Takahito and Mio's dream site in their possession, the empire may be in disarray. And would you look at that? The government trying to control the news. Who would have thought? But at the same time, a cultist terrorist group gaining favor among the people that is trying to incite violence towards the government? That's definitely not a good thing either. Fighting these grotesqueries is supposed to be like a Men in Black metaphor, where normal people shouldn't know. Typically, to prevent mass hysteria. Look at how frightened the people at the shrine looked at that display of lighting one on fire. A political uprising is about to occur, and this is one massive revolution that only a person with a Professor X kind of ability can help stop. Or worse, be stolen and used to propagate that revolution. That is Mio's dream site. 'Tis another day in the past, but it's adult Sumi and adult Naoshi this time. One where Naoshi doesn't look like a terrorizing villain. Clearly, there's a big event coming up by an unknown entity that absolutely destroys what looks to be a peaceful relationship. Naoshi totally seems like the Sensui type in Yu Yu Hakusho, where one traumatizing event or act of betrayal can radicalize you into becoming what we know him to be right now. A leader of a cult, of a political revolution. This time around, Mio actually tells Kyoka about her dream and exactly what happened. Now she's eyes and hers met. The perfect person to really talk about this to is Arata, but he's apparently been MIA. Along with the Arata mystery, we got this continued Naoshi Sumi mystery of the past, all wrapped up in this dream site ability mystery. There are quite a bit of layers of mystery being stacked up right now. Kyoka takes Mio to the Imperial Palace, where Kyoka's unit will be responsible for protecting both Prince Takahito and Mio. Mio is still in the mindset of a person not deserving of the position that she's in, like she's some type of royalty. But she is, as she's Kyoka's konyakusha. But with Yurie and Hazuki there, it will certainly make things feel a lot more at home. If the cult truly wanted to go the blackmail kidnapping route, I guess that eliminates 2 more points of vulnerabilities. And just to make things that much more complicated, given what we know about Arata's situation, Arata will be Mio's bodyguard and Kyoka will be bodyguarding Prince Takahito. The level of tension that the story is building up towards is really swelling this crescendo feeling that I'm sure all of us are feeling right now. Mio is free to move around as long as she's within the palace, with Hazuki still training her to be a fine lady, and Arata helping her with Dream Sight, which became the perfect opportunity to bring up her dream from before. But Arata just boils it down to something internally about Mio that's still preventing her from fully using her ability. This felt like a moment that could have built into something emphatic, but instead, it built towards something that was self-reflective. Kyoka comes in to check on Mio, and this is where a couple episodes ago, with Kyoka telling Mio all about his insecurities and how they want to actually get to know each other better, becomes that opportunity. For someone like Mio that has an ability that has everything to do with the mind, her traumatizing upbringing would lead us to believe that she actually needs a shrink, a therapist of some kind. But I guess Kyoka will do, or not, as Mio couldn't say anything to him in return to truly fully express herself. So this scene wasn't introducing anything new, it just makes us recap what we learned from their relationship from the past couple episodes of what's been going on, before leading us to something more serious and climactic. So this just keeps the Mio needs to overcome herself and become that courageous hero, that arc going. This might be the first time in this arc where the story might be dragging on something maybe a little bit too long. We all know what Mio's problem is and where she's probably going as a character, but I get that the story is just trying to summarize and build everything back up and making us aware of everything once more before actually going towards the plot unraveling. Kudo, Shinochi, and Goto go over Kaoruko's implanted memories and how it aligns with what was going on in reality. Kyoka asserts that there is definitely someone within the military that is working with Naoshi that isn't just some messed up mind-banging memory. So this continues to lead us to believe that that person may be someone like Arata or just someone else. So this episode continues to kind of just summarize everything that has been going up until this point and moved us into a separate setting for something big and climactic to happen. So it's like one of those slower paced transition kind of episodes to continually remind us of the entire purpose of this arc. And of course you can't have an episode without the romance of Kyoka and Mio continually building upon their bond. It's clear that Mio's arc as a character is going to be something very deep about her inside, where it will lead her to fully unlock her dream sight ability. That unlocks her understanding of Sumi and Naoshi's past. That unlocks the deeper meaning and understanding about herself. For the Gifted Communion, the episode has now brought us to a place where the cult is now commonplace among the general populace. This is now setting us up for that big wave, the big revolution that Prince Takahito he's referring to, and how they are going to attempt to take down Prince Takahito and steal Mio in her dream sight. And for the last thing, there is still this mysterious air of betrayal that may come from Arata, or at the very least, give us some of that yummy misdirection. There are so many layers at this point where we can start expecting that the payoff will come soon. While this episode did introduce some newer elements like Mio's dream, everyone's character arc, and the story arc in general, it hasn't really differed because of this episode. It just moves into a different setting before the craziness starts to take place. You know what? I really enjoy this arc because of the realistic political nature of it. I buy into the villain and the Gifted Communion, the reasons behind what they're trying to do. As revolutions that typically take place, they always have a compelling reason behind why they do what they do. The problem is what they are trying to do. I just feel like that is the dichotomy between what people want for the world and how they actually go about it. That has always been an issue with society. And so overall, I just really enjoy how the story weaves in so many mysterious and cryptic elements that naturally connect from one thing to the other. Right now, I think it might be my favorite story as a story to watch as an anime right now. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode of My Happy Marriage. I would love to know. And do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button for unlocking your dream sight. And subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Check out my blog at otakusen.com. And I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.